Ready to pair.
What up? I know y'all thought y'all wasn't gonna see us today, but back a little snowstorm ain't gonna stop the show today. But yeah, I'm glad y'all back on what's this February 17th? Yeah, February 17th. I'm glad y'all can make it back. Tune in. Thank y'all for clicking. We got a good episode for y'all today.
Do we ever say I'm gonna say Happy Christmas? Who's
Happy Valentine's Day? I don't even think we mentioned it.
I was talking about no, we mentioned it because we was doing, you know what I'm saying, because we had a sponsor on the last show, so we definitely mentioned Valentine's Day. But like, have we ever mentioned like or said like Happy Black History Month? I know we talked about it. Talked about stuff.
Oh, I make a post. I ain't make a post this morning. I'm about to make a good evening Black History post.
Try to do one every day. You know what I'm saying? And would have been 2 hours. You know, come out to be 2 every day.
But today I was kind of late getting out of bed. But
do say Chronicles.
I love it though.
Do say is pretty dope.
But I don't think we didn't ever even touch on Black History Month. But I mean, we black, so
it's always history.
It's all, but every show
is. Yeah,
we talk about something.
That's true.
You know, something that pertains to black people.
Yeah,
so
that's true. That's a good point.
But yeah, Happy Black History Month. Hope everybody out there. How do you celebrate Black History Month? Like, it's not like a official, it's just a month, but it's not an official holiday.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. Like it's like it's a weird thing. First off, it's cool to it's good to celebrate it, but it's a weird thing to celebrate it because like they like okay, we're only black in February, guys. Like you know what I'm saying. And so it's kind of like a weird thing, like where every day that you're alive or every day that you're doing something prosperous or whatever, it's technically Black History Month. You know what I'm saying? So or Black History Day, good enough days become Black History Month. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying. So I don't know. It's an important thing, but it's also kind of like not that important because like at this point, like Black history is American history, like straight up.
Mm-hmm.
So it ain't really. I don't know. It ain't really. Not that they need it. Like you know, I don't know.
Oh, you see what Andrew said?
No.
She said,
"Hanging around me is Black History Month." Is her Black History?
No, she said it's lagging for her, but I'm watching it. I don't see nothing lagging on our end.
I couldn't get on for a minute. Let me check and see. And then show black actors.
Oh yeah,
Wayne Brady and
because we got like people gonna find out why is they black actors.
That's funny.
Yeah, but we good over here.
Is it still lagging? It's showing smooth on both of our mobile devices.
Mm-hmm.
If it is, let us know, man. We'll actually come back and try to correct it. But I mean, it's flowing nice.
Yeah, I mean, might have to come out and come back in.
Not on my phone, but yeah, you might have to shut it down all the way, power back up. You know what I'm saying?
Or if you ain't do the update, you'll be in trouble. They did have an update. But yeah.
So, you know, how was y'all Valentine's Day? Out there.
I hope y'all had a good Valentine's Day. I mean, Valentine's Day is... I hate made up holidays for love like that. But I mean, I have no problem celebrating it. But if you got a significant other, you better get him or her something, or it's gonna be some problems for like for a guy. I don't think it really matters. It's like it is what it is. But if you got a lady, if you're a guy and you got a lady, if you're a girl and you got a lady, you better get her something.
I mean. I don't know, man. I don't know, cause I mean, technically, every holiday is made up, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But some of them most of them make sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like President's Day, although I'll take the day off from work, it don't really make sense. Like why are we celebrating them? Like we elected them like to represent us. Like so, President's Day should be like People Day or whatever. We still should have the day off.
President's Day.
But yeah, like think about it. Like they I'm not saying that they didn't do anything special or they wasn't leaders or whatever, but they ain't like they just did something and when we built a statue, like we elected these people.
I wonder. Hold on, I'm about to say history of President's Day because I have no idea why we have it. Why is it a holiday?
I think I know why is.
Oh, Washington's birthday.
Yeah. I know why is the day it is, but I don't know. I don't understand it.
They started this holiday in 1885. Wow. But it is just for the presidents.
That's all I get it. Whatever, man. Does that mean you gotta celebrate Trump? Like you gotta praise Trump on Monday?
He is our 45th president. I don't know, but yeah, what you do for Valentine's Day?
Work. Let us know. We're gonna wait for confirmation to make sure everything running smooth. But what did I do? Went to work. That was it. Just went to work. I think that was it.
Hey, same here.
Like, I feel like something happened, but I don't remember. Like, I didn't go nowhere though. I don't remember.
Yeah, I ain't go nowhere either.
I got some Amazon work. Some Amazon. I got some gifts and stuff from Amazon. Shout out to Amazon. Shout out to the people that send gifts through Amazon. I'm a fan.
Yeah, my gift that I got the wife anyway. I ordered it last Sunday. It still ain't come yet. So,
something personalized or?
It wasn't personalized, but it should have been here already.
You get your money back?
Well, I talked to the lady. She said she sent it out on Wednesday, and I'm like, it's coming from Florida, so excuse me, it might not be here till Monday.
It'll be here Monday.
But it's not like we went out and celebrated.
What I find that is most people that's married, although you'll do something special or whatever to celebrate the time, but typically it don't happen on that day.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, you know, especially if you're married, like, y'all done been out a gang of Valentine's Day, you know what I'm saying? Y'all didn't had dinners and all that stuff. So you might do something that weekend, you know what I'm saying? But it might not be on that day because, you know, that's when everybody try to go out, all the new couples want to be seen and all that stuff. Like, what y'all do on Valentine's Day? What happened with y'all Valentine's Day? Let us know. You go somewhere? Did you have an experience that you never had before? You eat something you ain't never ate before? Let us know. And while y'all doing that, though, I do want to say that I hate made up holidays, though, and that's one of the reasons why it's been since like high school or something.
Mm-hmm.
I never do nothing on Valentine's Day. Like, I'll do it around it, like I said, the weekend, the day before, the day after. Just everything is not on that day. You know what I'm saying? Just because, like, it's corny. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's made up by Hallmark, like the Hallmark company that make greeting cards. Like, created a holiday the same way American Greetings created Sweetest Day. Like, not like, you know what I'm saying? Or even for the fact how corporations be like, I forgot what company it was, but there was like a man should spend 3 weeks paying
on a ring.
Yeah, on a ring, on an engagement ring or whatever. Like, that's not even a real like that's a marketing thing that the company came up with, and then it became suit that everybody had to follow. And I think it's stupid.
I think it's stupid too, as far as the rings go, especially because a diamond is literally worth nothing. They just put a price on it.
Yeah,
and people will pay that price for something that's not worth anything. It's gold, the band that you're paying for, that's different. It's gold. Gold is country's currency. America has no gold. America's in debt, but that's another story. But as far as diamond goes, diamonds they're not worth anything. But people, I pay a lot of money for a fucking ring. It's crazy.
I mean, all of it is rocks or stones that's made under different circumstances. You know what I'm saying? But it's, what I'm saying, like you can go in your backyard to get a rock and polish it up nice enough and call that can be your main stone in your ring. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's sometimes it's specks of dirt inside of a diamond. So I mean, it's coming from the dirt, but if it's clear and they cut it nice, then it's worth a lot of money.
Yeah, which is crazy. I mean, but look at other stones like emeralds and rubies and all this stuff. Like they're like, oh, this one costs this much though. Mm-hmm. But there ain't no special than nothing else. Anyway, my bad, y'all. That was a small little tangent.
Whole like you said, everything is to make some money.
Yeah, it's a marketing thing. It's all about marketing. But I will say this, on the business standpoint, it's fucking genius though. Mm-hmm. Like, because you do get all these people that when you buy a bunch of cards, you know what I'm saying, where you get people to go out and spend a bunch of money, or even like think about elementary school when you would go, like your parents would go to the store and get you like a box of cards you pass out to everybody in your class or whatever. Like nigga, like if you Hallmark and you sell those things, it's genius. Like think about how much is happening across the country in every school, in every city. Like it's crazy. It's crazy, like, you know what I'm saying?
For real, Valentine's Day really start when you growing up in class and stuff, because it's the big thing, especially you got your little girlfriend or whatever. Yeah.
Or even if you don't got one and you trying to get one, like, oh, I'm going to give her 2 cards. And then, like, I remember in school they had, like, the candy grams. Like, you got have, like, people would come to class, like, you know, say whoever whatever the name is. And then, you know, sometimes have a note or whatever attached to it. And like, it's crazy that... First off, it's crazy. Like from a business standpoint, I get it, but it's crazy. And then it's also crazy that how many people support it. Like even if you don't know you support it, even if the school just like, oh, it's something nice to do, you know what I'm saying. But at the same time, like you supporting like something that's not even real. Like you know what I'm saying. But you install it in your kid at a younger age, same way like Santa and all that stuff. Like you put all this stuff that's not real in your kid's mind at a young age, and it's crazy.
No, but Santa Claus is real. Like, don't believe in little kids.
So, my mother, you know, who's older, been married for a minute. She said, "We do not do anything special. Just another day. We do tell each other Happy Valentine's Day.
Every day should be Valentine's Day."
Exactly. Like, man, if you in a relationship where you need this day, or like this day is your hard reset or something, you in trouble. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you in big trouble. Mm-hmm. Like, if you need this day, like you know how people like like New Year's resolution and stuff. We talk about like you don't technically have to wait till New Year. You can start changing now. Mm-hmm. Like Valentine's Day is your hard reset day. You in trouble. You know what I'm saying? If you need this, man, you gonna be in trouble. So, but yeah, so I don't know. It's just made up, and I feel like you shouldn't need a special day to celebrate your person. You should always celebrate your person. Always want to celebrate your person. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying. You just shouldn't need a day for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but personally, I do like Sweetest Day better than Valentine's Day.
Because American Greeting from Cleveland? That's the only reason I even speak on it.
It's because it's more so a Cleveland holiday.
Yeah.
And my bad, I'm putting my order in.
Riveting. But yeah. So I don't know. I just know it's made up or whatever. But for the people that do celebrate it, I ain't gonna knock it though. At the same time, like, if that's what you choose to do, then cool. Like I said though, if you need that day, I just don't feel like you ain't gonna make it. I just don't feel like you're gonna make it. It's all good though. But yeah, like I said, as we go along, y'all want to put in the comments what y'all did or what y'all celebrated around that day or dinner or anything like that, just let us know. Okay, crazy, man.
What color is it?
I don't know.
There's a lot of cats running around here.
The only one that come around when I'm around.
Oh yeah, that's the crazy one. Dexter.
Anyway, my bad. But yeah, so I don't know. Valentine's Day is I don't know. Well, anyway, so you say you got what? What did you get? What did you get for Valentine's Day though?
It was a basket, and it was a bottle of Douce in there, 3 confetti cookies from Starbucks. It's my favorite. I ate them all in all 3 cookies in the same day, and then some thermos. I said I needed some thermos.
Very practical. That's a married Valentine's Day like gift. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like she know what you need. You know what I'm saying? It's practical gifts. Like practical gift giving is the best.
Mm-hmm.
It's better than everything else. Like it's so practical. Like underwear or whatever. Oh man, it just makes sense.
Like if you feel like you gotta come to your wife or your longtime girlfriend on Valentine's Day and give her a big sign and get all the chocolates, but take the chocolates out, put all hundreds in there or something like that. You fucked up.
Yeah.
Like something you did. This was like you said, your day to redeem
this day. Yeah. I need this. I need this day, man. Like you see some of the grand gestures that people be doing, and like I said, I ain't knocking it if that's just what you choose to do. Like, but why not make it Tuesday? You know what I'm saying? Or I don't know, March 13th. Yeah, just a random day, like to choose to do something nice for your person. Like just, I don't know. I just never understood it.
Yeah.
But whatever.
But yeah, Valentine's Day is over, and a lot of stuff. Well, a lot of coon behavior popped up last week.
I mean, like as soon as we went off,
we got to talk about we can say coon behavior because we know, we can say it. You know what I'm saying?
Being a coon. I mean, it's a bunch of people though.
Like
a bunch of people, like prominent, like Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis is one.
What about Michael Vick though?
Like Mike Vick is damn sure one. First thing Colin Kaepernick need to do is cut his hair. Mm-hmm. I'm like, you know what? That's it. Like, that's it. That's it, like, man.
You got caught with dog fighting, then you got to change your whole. And you've been quiet since you was in the league. Then you got because you lost all that money from the shoe contract, from the Falcons contract, and then now you're doing your analyst stuff. You can't lose your job, so.
But
like Mike,
I'm disappointed, man. Like I'm disappointed. Huge Mike V fan, but like when you start, like instead of encouraging them or whatever, especially when you had braids yourself for almost all your whole life, the first thing he need to do is cut his hair off. Like what? Like what does that have to do with anything? What are you talking about?
No, he said no. That's all he want. He wanted. He got a settlement too. He didn't want to go to court because it would have been a long, drawn out. Been on ESPN every day. They were talking about what was said behind closed doors. The NFL didn't want that. So
yeah, I always said the NFL didn't want that.
It was like just pay this man. But I want to know the terms of the settlement. Can he come back and play in the NFL or no?
I don't know. We'll probably never find out. He probably won't play.
Yeah, they probably got a non-disclosure.
Probably won't
talk about it.
Anyway, we're talking about Colin Kaepernick and his NFL settlement. And I think that the NFL knew that, like, because the last time the NFL went to court was for the Tom Brady Deflategate thing, and they lost at the first level. They lost. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like they're like, man, it's gonna be hard to prove. Or whatever, you know what I'm saying, on his side, but also it's gonna be hard to prove that on our side that we didn't do it. So let's settle out of court.
Like you don't wanna have Colin Kaepernick come in the court and be like, I was told by this team and that team, I can't play unless I did kneel, or I was told by such and such a derogatory comment by this owner. Like, nah. They don't want any. They didn't want any of that.
Yeah, exactly.
It would have been a real bad look on the league.
So I think that. So I don't know, but I'm glad that I'm glad that they settled, and I just hope he keep doing his activist work. He probably won't play football again, which is cool. You know what I'm saying? As long as you're doing what you're supposed to be doing in your community, you know what I'm saying, with your money, with your presence, the responsibility you kind of have, you know what I'm saying, being at that level. Now, with that being said, we could transition to another celebrity.
Well, hold on. Before we,
I'm
because
ready
we still
to
on
win.
now. Before we still on football, we get there. But what about the Kareem Hunt situation? It's a lot of tension in the world with the Bill Cosbys, the R. Kellys, getting caught up, with violence over women or sexual abuse on women. And I mean, how do you feel? I can't remember. We probably did touch on that.
I don't think we didn't because they
when it first happened.
When the video came out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We probably touched on it. I don't know what I said because I can't remember. That was a long time ago. But I probably was like, but I didn't have all the facts then. I still don't have all the facts, but I got more than I had then. And she instigated it, but.
So what do you think though about like the Browns signing them? Like, what do you think about, I guess, the ramifications of them doing that? Like, or how do you feel about him getting a second chance after you seen the video of him, Lupe Fiasco and a girl?
Lupe Fiasco and a girl?
Yeah.
What you mean?
Kick push like that.
Oh.
It was a joke.
I thought you said Lupe Fiasco and a girl.
No. After hitting the chick with the Lupe Fiasco, the kick push.
Hey, I mean,
shout out the group chat because the jokes in there be ridiculous. But anyway, for those of you who don't know, let me give you a quick backstory. Kareem Hunt was a rookie NFL running back.
Second year
NFL running back, probably the best in the league this past season. He's from Cleveland guy. Well, he's like whatever. But he was caught on camera like downtown Cleveland, and he pushed a girl. His friends were trying to hold him back. The girl was like walking up towards him. He like pushed through his friends, like pushed her down to the ground, and then like when she was down, he like came out and he kicked her. So I don't want to downplay it, but he didn't like field goal kick her. Like he didn't like soccer kick her. Mm-hmm. Like she was on her like standing up, and he like used his foot.
I think she was on the ground and she was on the knees. And the dude was trying to push her back, but he reached around.
Well, either way, like he didn't wind up and kick her, but he used his foot to I don't want to say that it didn't I don't know.
She was able to walk or drive back to Kent that night.
It was more of a push with his foot than it was like a kick. You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't haul off and kick her.
Right now, Ray Rice, he knocked his old lady out. That's
left.
Like she was asleep for a minute.
Yeah. So anyways, so that's the backstory. And then he was recently signed by the Browns this past week. And so you get all this commotion about, domestic violence and all this stuff and abuse to women. So how do you feel about this? How do you feel about the signing, and then how do you feel about him getting a second chance?
From the signing, from a football standpoint, I love it. Yeah. I love it. That's a great pickup.
Absolutely.
Got him for the low. You know what I'm saying? If you don't work out, then Browns is not going to worry about anything financially. Because when he come back from the suspension, slide Duke in the slot, which is perfect guy, because he basically would be a Julius Edelman, and his yak is incredible.
Yeah, it's true.
He hard to tackle for somebody that small. He's probably strong as hell. But then you have Kareem in the backfield, and you got Chubb. Our running game will not get tired. Like if our running game not getting tired, then you got to worry about Baker Mayfield throwing on you. Like how are you gonna stop that? How?
That's crazy.
But then if we pick up, this is not a knock to the receivers on the team because I love Higgins. I love
Landry.
I love Landry. I love what's the rookie we got last year?
Callaway.
I love Callaway. I love all of them. But they are still young. But if we got a veteran receiver, that's doesn't like being on this team and wants to come here
maybe play in New York or Pittsburgh or
Man,
one of these type
look,
cities.
Landry will always be open, and that person will always be open. Always. Like, how are you going to stop that? Like, I'm trying to really have a parade in the city again in the middle of winter in February.
How dope would that be, though? I'll be there.
Craziest parade ever.
I'll be there.
But second part of the question you asked me, how do I feel about it? Honestly,
well, just because it's, like I said, all the backlash because of second chances for domestic violence. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a hot topic. It should always be a hot topic, right? But then you get it's hot right now in the NFL, and then you get like the stuff with R. Kelly and women and Bill Cosby, like you was talking about, like so like how does from that standpoint make you feel about it?
But that's from that standpoint, is if the Browns fell at trying to get him the help he need and for him to, and he felt like rehabilitating himself, and it's going to be a real bad look on the Browns and primarily any player that try to come back after any type of abuse against a woman, because first and foremost, he's strong as hell. He in the league, and you hit
22.
Yeah, you hit somebody with 115, 120 pounds, like you damn near kill him for real, if not kill him. So, I mean, she did call him a nigger or whatever. So, I mean, that probably, and he was drinking, so that probably just
He was drinking too, yeah.
That probably just up there. We don't know what happened in his apartment or hotel room, whatever. He was staying after 9. We don't know what happened in there. All we know is that he found out her age. She said, "You got to leave." We don't know if she hit him or whatever. We don't know what happened, but we just seen him, what he did on the camera, and it was like, wow. But then you got other stories of him fighting at Puddin' Bay, some dude. He fought at Puddin' Bay. So I mean, I don't know if he's truly sincere and he takes the steps that he need, then that's cool. But in all, putting your hands on a woman is not the way to go in any situation, because he could have easily walked back inside, closed the door, like no problem.
It was damn near inside, All right, so as far as me, as far as the signing, like we already said, I feel like it's a great signing. It's a young guy, prime of his career, you sign him for nothing, Like if he whenever however many games he gets suspended, he come back and don't get in any more trouble for the year, he get $1 million, which is a lot to us, but it's not that much money, and So sign him for nothing. And like the lowest risk possible with the biggest reward possible. Like that's what the signing was. Now, as far as the second chances and domestic violence stuff, I don't know, man. Like at 22, I don't feel like he's as smart as he's ever going to be in his life. Or he's going to make the best decision he ever made at 22. Hey, I remember being, I ain't that far removed, but I remember being like 21, 22, and like just the stupid stuff, just bad positions to put yourself in. Like, thankfully, I never got caught up in nothing, but it easily could have. Young dude, and I don't know, man. Like he wasn't. It's like I'm not even trying to justify it, but. Like it wasn't like it was a Ray Rice situation where there's your wife or your girlfriend, somebody that you know all the time. And I guess that kind of make it worse that it could have been any random girl, I suppose. I don't know. Like it's hard to say this without like sounding like I'm defending his actions. So I'm not doing that, but at the same time, like young and alcohol and being around your friends and it's easy to get hyped up. And you're on a break, like you in the league, you get a chance to come back home. Like it's a lot going on. And I'm not excusing it. Like I got to keep saying it. I'm not excusing his behavior. but I can see some stuff getting out of hand, and you're young. You know what I'm saying? Like being young is not an excuse, but it's also not dismissible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's not because you know
right from wrong.
Yeah,
like
you're
you know
not
that's a
supposed to
woman.
put your hands on them.
Yeah.
At all.
And he pushed her. And I'm not saying you should push women. Like women do stuff that like they know how to push a button. I'm not saying they deserve to get hit or nothing, but they do stuff to push a button or whatever. And for him to put if he was standing up hitting her with the Anderson Silva elbows or something like in the corner, like that would be completely unexcusable.
You'll never be back in the league.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying, like something crazy like that. Like, but I think the fact that he is so young, and the fact that for what actually happened on the video, I think he do deserve a second chance, and I just hope that he's sincere in his apology and how he want to, go forward. Not only to the lady, to the girl, but like all the domestic violence stuff he's been doing in Cleveland before he even signed, doing domestic work with like Cleveland domestic violence shelters or whatever, and in Kansas City where he was playing before. So, and I know that might not even be him; it might be his team. You got to go to anger management to make it look good or whatever. It could be all show. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully he actually believes this stuff and actually want to do better. You know what I'm saying? Want to be better. We got a gang of comments for y'all, so I want to check those out. That's just what I think about it.
Angela Granberry said, I'm glad he's joining the Browns. However, alcohol is the root of all evil. She was wrong, and he was wrong for retaliation.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
Completely agree. Let me see. Angel say, hopefully he has good people around him to help him learn and make better decisions. You got to make smart decisions about what you do, where you hang, who you hang with. Absolutely. I completely agree. But that's something that also comes with growing up, getting a little bit older, or especially when you're in that position when you got you're a kid from Eastlake. I don't know if y'all know nothing about Eastlake, but
I think he went to Willoughby.
Oh, Willoughby, not Eastlake, Willoughby.
But I think he really from like Toledo or something, like somewhere else. But then he went to Willoughby. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think so.
He's not from Willoughby. He's from somewhere else though. I know that.
Whatever. Either way, I know he went to college in Toledo. Whatever. So anyway, I agree with that. But I think that comes with coming of age and being able to see like who's a real friend, who's a fake friend. You know what I'm saying, and just making sure you got a good team around you. But in his friends' defense, they were holding him back. They got between him and the girl. Like he was just the aggressor. Once he got to the level where it was like no going back, his friends was there.
He pushed his friend into the girl.
Like he didn't actually push her. Like, he pushed his friend into the girl, but it's just, still get that force or whatever. But so I think that is important, and I think the friends at this level, from what we've seen, was okay. But I feel like him himself, like he gonna have to change himself or have a different outlook or grow up or whatever you want to call it. You got a great opportunity. You got all the talent in the world, you know what I'm saying? But if you flush down the toilet, then that's just gonna be on you. You know
what I'm worried about is he's playing in this,
home city.
Home city where his family is close. Old friends from high school is close, so he could end up getting in some trouble. But I think if he stay around, his mom always around, support system is there, I think he'll be all right.
See, I kind of worried about that too at first, but then I thought about it, because even though I thought about what the NFL, what the teams can do to help him out. You know what I'm saying? So you look at a situation like Dallas, where Dez Bryant was all the talent in the world, but a troublemaker. And they pretty much gave him a babysitter, like a 24-hour security team or security guy or whatever. Was you know what I'm saying? And he didn't work for Dez, you know what I'm saying? So you don't got to do nothing Dez telling him to do. So you work for the team, and if he, you know what I'm saying, if he say no, then it's no, you know what I'm saying? So hopefully the Browns or the league put some kind of a situation around him with that, especially being in his own own city. You know what I'm saying?
But the thing is, that bar is notoriously like
Everybody get in trouble there.
for getting in trouble. Like I would not get an apartment in the 9 at all. Like you got two clubs in there, and it's like
You know, hotel and apartments. Like, you know what I'm saying?
so it's just. It's like you don't even got to leave your residence. You just go downstairs, go to the club,
or go to the rooftop. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Nah.
It's crazy how much stuff happened there. Yet he wasn't on the team, so his team had nothing to do with this. But it's just so much stuff that happened there. Like, you would think that somebody would be like, "Well, I'm just not staying there. I might go there to party or whatever. Maybe I'm not staying there or gonna be there long." Like, because there's always something, whether it's Johnny Manziel or whoever. Like, there's always stuff that happens at the 9 every time.
Mm-hmm. Even Browns players last year. So
yeah, like, it's just that wouldn't be something I would be. I damn sure wouldn't be doing that.
But that security detail though, like if Josh Gordon invaded the security detail in New England, got away from him.
Still get a ring. It's crazy.
Hey, but I mean, they talking about he might be back in the league or something. I don't understand how this is working out. Like, I don't know if they actually caught him. It must be something where if you check in the rehab, then you automatically, out the league until we reinstate you. Because it ain't like.
But he never got suspended.
He got caught. Yeah, it ain't like he got caught with drugs or nothing. He just went back in the rehab. But I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think
that whole situation is weird.
I don't know the whole situation. We don't know dude, but my opinion is he probably feel like he, might get triggered.
Yeah.
Might get triggered, and you know what? I'm just going back into rehab before I do something stupid.
I ain't giving him the benefit of the doubt. I can't. At this point, I can't. Us as Browns fans, we've done this for 4 years.
But you can't lie to him, but to the team that you work for, especially when you're in that situation. But the reason why he's not on the Browns is because he got hurt doing that commercial.
Yeah, like, you're an idiot, or that the docu-series or whatever. You're an idiot.
But at the same time, it wasn't like he was on drugs. But they asked him like, "What happened?" And he ain't tell him, or he ain't telling the truth. But I'm like, why? I know his leash was very short, but like, come on, why y'all had to release him, man?
They traded him.
Or traded? Why you had to trade him?
You gotta be honest, man. Like, we gonna be in your corner. If anybody gonna be in your corner for any situation, through any situation, you gotta be honest with the people that's in your corner. I mean, we can make that about relationships and all that. Like, you can feel some type of way, you can hide it from everybody else, but the person that's you live with, or the person that's in your corner forever, or whatever the situation is, whatever your like person's situation is, you can't lie to that person. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're supposed to lie to everybody else except for that person. So in the midst of, if it was a team, you know what I'm saying, that's in your corner for 4 years, like you gotta respect them, and you gotta be able to be like, you know what I'm saying, hey, I messed up. You know what I'm saying? But he just always do stuff at the wrong time, man. Just every time, like the time was wrong. Like, right as soon as the Browns start getting on the roll, making some progress, this is when he do the stupid stuff. Like, every time. I don't know. Anyway, hopefully Kareem Hunt, man, like, I'm hoping for the best for him as a person, and then also for the Browns, because I'm slightly selfish. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm hopeful. Damn sure hopeful. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I'm hopeful too. But yeah, and other news.
So what other cool stuff happened? What other cornery having this past week?
First of all, well, let me start. Let's start with, you know what? Let's start with the Floyd Mayweather cornery. Now,
well, wait. So give him backstory.
Okay, so what was it, a few weeks ago? You know, Gucci had the the blackface turtleneck that went all the way up to your lips, red, and the shirt was black
with the red lips,
with the big
giant red lips, and
the
mammies.
It sparked outrage, and people said that they were going to not even boycott, just stop wearing it completely. And TMZ approached Floyd Mayweather walking into the Gucci store and asked him about the situation, how does he feel? He basically didn't care at all and went in there and spent $200,000 in Gucci.
Yeah.
$200 on some clothes. So, and I'm thinking it's $200,000 on some clothes. That's probably like one of his cars. One of them cars would be buying. He spent $200,000 on it. That's crazy to me.
And just say, "Here, idiot, when it get over to it."
So, so everybody looked at him like, "Wow." So then, T.I.,
man, the people,
Mr. Harris, Ted, whatever you want to,
Clifford,
whatever you want to call him. They had beef in the past. Some of you may or may not know he T.I. ran up on Floyd and threw a punch, and it looked like he connected at least one.
Floyd said he got out on him, but T.I. started like, "Hey."
It was hard. Floyd couldn't move.
Yeah, like, what are you gonna do?
You know what I'm saying? It was a big crowd. Like, I don't think he hit him at least once, but he ain't hit him hard enough though. He probably ate it, to be honest.
I mean, he might have did, but Floyd didn't get out on T.I.
Yeah, he did.
How he was saying he did.
No, he did. For real, he couldn't. He couldn't have because his hands registered. He couldn't. Yeah. Hands registered. You just can't be punching people for no reason. Even though he did rush him, but it was just no point. But anyways, T.I. got respect for that because he's like, you ran up on a nigga with no hands. You got respect for it. But was it yesterday? Day before?
When it dropped?
Yeah.
It was Friday.
Yeah, so he came out with a song called "Fuck Nigga," and I wish we could play it. Like, I want to play it, but it didn't get muted out.
Yeah, copyright come up.
This and that. What do you think about the song? Damn, it must suck to be a fuck nigga. It's first line in the. Hold on, let me read. Let me see if I can get the lyrics because I know a lot of you didn't listen to the song. When you get time, look up T.I. Fuck nigga.
All right, so while you're doing that, let me ask y'all then. Angel said, side note, T.I. got Tiny the prettiest ring. It's expensive. It's a made-up holiday, though, Angel. Don't fall for the trap.
They don't even live in the same house. It's crazy.
Still married, though, so whatever. But, so go ahead and read the lyrics, and then...
All right, so the first verse, he said...
You going to read the whole verse? Or just going...
It ain't long.
I know it's...
Well, actually...
I wish the song was longer. Like, I wish it had an extra verse. But
actually, this the chorus. Damn, it must suck to be a fuck nigga. Old greedy ass nigga only thinking about himself. Which sounds pretty true to me about what we see. They get the fame, they get the wealth, but people are struggling. Who did you help? People are struggling. Hold up. The people are struggling. Who did you help? People are struggling. Who did you help? Who did you help, fuck nigga? Damn, it must suck to be a fuck nigga. Old greedy ass nigga only thinking about himself. They get the fame, they get the wealth, but people are struggling. Who did you help? People are struggling. Who did you help? Who did you help, fuck nigga? That's why he's so cold with the pen.
Just small subtleties. I just want to read the Michigan part, the second verse, maybe third.
Well, I think the whole is really only one. Like it's only one verse really, but it's long. It's longer than 16. But he said, I ain't made as much as you have. Purchases you grab could feed some. I ain't made it. Let's see, like he wrote this shit like the next day.
Yeah, I feel like he made it that night, man. He couldn't wait.
I ain't made as much as you have. Purses you grab could have fed some countries out of Africa. Now I just told y'all he spent $200,000 in the Gucci store. He bought it for the girls to be messing with. So he said you go out and buy a Lambo or a Bugatti or something else that depreciate when you drive it off the lot. Bars, man. And holla, fuck it. But fuck it. I'll change the subject. The greatest reward comes with some obligations you owe the generation after you, since they gonna live in a world that you made. Man, where your gratitude? You act like wasn't no more poor people struggling after you. Guess you were the last nigga you trash. You wouldn't never got big as you is if the folk in your hood wasn't supporting your ass. See them same people that's taking a stand, give you the chance. You showing your ass. I don't give a fuck how much money you have. What did you do with it? How did you use it to make an impact and influence the world for the better? You rather go buy some jewelry, whatever. But never should you ever think it's gonna last forever. As soon as you blink, it'll be gone as quick as it came. And you talk about when you were doing your thing, man, all them profits, man, how many scholarships, how many properties did you donate to the people in poverty? Man, I bet if any, it's not enough probably. Made it equivalent to hitting the lottery. Selfish just make you a target for robbery. Could it be possibly you don't know people are starving and dying? Is this shit not on your mind? What did you think about? Just because you made it out don't mean you shit on people trying to be equal every day fighting oppression and you just gonna side with the evil? Man, what do you care about? Did you hear about black women missing? We don't know their whereabouts. See, that's what you should be calling the mayor about. Offer whatever is a fair amount. There's a water crisis down in Flint, and you ain't from Michigan, and you ain't from Michigan. Where's your empathy, nigga? I promise I see the bitch in these niggas. Do more with less because I ain't richer than these niggas. I think I just had an epiphany. Listen to that's fire right there, just because you said, you know. I think I just had an epiphany. Listen to ego, where the creeps go when they sacrificing their own people. I swear all the money in the world ain't enough, nigga, if it mean I gotta live like a fuck nigga. So fire. Like he was straight to the point, spitting facts. And I just read that he started buying up, properties in his old neighborhood too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, the song is dope. So make sure y'all listen to the song. Y'all haven't, but the response time is amazing, by the way. And he made so many good points, man. Like, this is gonna be a perfect transition. I like how this is gonna set up. All right, so anyway, so let's back up a little bit. So Floyd spent all this money. I don't know how much he spent. I just watched the beginning of it.
$200,000.
And but for him to say, you know what I'm saying, like, I'm just trying to live my life. Like, I don't want nobody to tell me, what I can and can't wear or who going against it or whatever. Like, I like nice stuff, so I'm gonna go buy nice stuff. Like, so first off, I feel like with him saying that, I feel like Floyd seen the outrage that people had, and to put the spotlight on himself, I'm just gonna go to the Gucci store then. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Drop crazy, stupid money. Something I either wouldn't normally do or don't need to do, or what I'm saying, I could have went anywhere. You could have went to the LV store or anywhere, but you decided to go to Gucci, I think, for that specific reason of keeping the attention on him, which is even worse. You know what I'm saying? It's even worse. Like, I mean, you intentionally siding with people who don't give a fuck about your people. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that just make it works for me, man.
I hope Pacquiao give him the hands if they fight again, man. But he gonna avoid it. I watched Pacquiao last fight. It was easy for him, really. Against Bronner, easy.
Your man said he had a lot on his mind. Who had a lot? Floyd had a lot on his mind. T.I. had a lot on his mind when he made the song.
Oh yeah, yeah. You just sitting back and then you do something like that.
Yeah,
but it was like he from Flint, Michigan, ain't he?
I don't know if he's from Flint, but I know he's from Michigan.
I think he's from Grand Rapids,
right?
Yeah. But still,
to not do anything, you know what I'm saying? To not, man, it's just selfish. Like having that platform and the money, and look, and I'm not saying that he should have been like, oh, I'll pay all the money for the water or whatever.
Uh-huh.
I'm not saying that. It's his money. He earned it. He can spend it how he wanted to spend it. You know what I'm saying, nigga? But what's the harm in writing a letter? You know what I'm saying? What's the harm in setting up a meeting or asking some questions or anything? You know what I'm saying? And I get it. Not every person is thoughtful for anything. Like people just ain't thoughtful at all. You know what I'm saying? Like we talked a couple of shows ago. I remember talking about like East Cleveland and how certain people have a certain empathy for East Cleveland because that's where they grew up at or whatever that somebody else might not have when they come in there and start buying stuff, buying up property and land because they don't have that connection. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you got that connection though. You know what I'm saying? You got that connection, and for you to not be able to or not use your platform for good or positive in any way. You know what I'm saying? Like Floyd is just a nigga for the sake of being a nigga. And I mean that in the sense of being ignorant. Like you're just a nigga for the sake of being a nigga, man. Like it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. I never saw down his boxing skills. But
when you got that platform, you gotta do
something with it.
It's different. He's misusing his influence.
Man, and that's the thing that's so frustrating. And this goes beyond not just Floyd. Like people that get on that level or have a certain amount of influence on younger people or whatever, like older people. But whenever you get to that level, you have a certain amount of influence, and you don't do something, and you're not even good. Not what I consider good. What you consider good. You know what I'm saying? It might be way different than what I consider good, but but when you actually use that platform for something you're passionate about, you know what I'm saying? And apparently, this nigga passionate about spending money, which is fine.
But then
that's your whole persona. That's your whole persona. That's cool. But
you made all that money, but you still out here boxing.
It's frustrating, man. People that don't use they platform for positive.
I mean, he got real good boxing skills, but
I respect that.
I don't know if you want to run a healthy Pacquiao again though. Because Pacquiao want to work with him bad. But speaking of Pacquiao, just look at Pacquiao influence. Same star boxer, same star power, but the people in his home country love him.
He on not the city council. He on not a mayor. He like in the government. Like he a government official. You know what I'm saying?
Because he elected by the people.
Yeah, he came from nothing. He represented his area well. You know what I'm saying? He gave back to his community, and then they elected him. You know what I'm saying? Which can be the same thing said for a place like Michigan, a place that you can come from, that you can give money back to, that you can use your influence for good. You can represent it well. You know what I'm saying? And then you can go from there. Like, but this nigga trash though. He's just a trash person, man. like so when I say like nigga you trash, like I feel that because I've never been a Mayweather fan. I respect his boxing prowess, but I've never been a fan of him as a person. Like, cause he's just a nigga for the sake of being a nigga.
Never as a person, just in the boxing. Like, he dope at boxing, but
it's just crazy. Like
after that, I didn't really think of him.
I don't understand it, man. Maybe it's just me. I mean, I know it ain't just me, but like I just don't get where like how any normal person be like, oh, that shit cool. That's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, and to do the stuff intentionally, like, that just make it worse. Like, you know what I'm saying? You just did it before. You just did it because. Angel said, with all the publicity, Gucci will probably give him another 200K in free stuff. Yep, you're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. And I just hate it because he was talking like the only Gucci is the only people that make nice stuff. You know what I'm saying? Or that got good clothes or whatever. I don't know Gucci. I don't know.
Now we could use that same quality and put an ePIFFany logo on there if you want to.
I don't got no Fendi or no LV. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, but these are other companies. You know what I'm saying? Like, he could have literally went to any other company, but he chose to do that on purpose. Like, it reminded me of a conversation I had with somebody. We was talking about like companies and like not knowing their background. They were talking to Andrew. We was talking about companies and not knowing their background. You know what I'm saying? Not knowing that nigga Jello as a company used to be super racist. You know what I'm saying?
Jello.
Jello.
That's why they got Bill Cosby on board.
I mean, before that, but yeah, to try to make up for it, I guess they signed Bill Cosby. Like, but just like the backgrounds of these companies that you never know, especially European companies. You know what I'm saying? Where they never, like, you think, like I said before, like, you think it's racist in America. Go to some of these other countries, like, where they never had to deal with, you know what I'm saying, people fighting for their rights or whatever. Like, you go to these, or you watch soccer, they still throw bananas on the field. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, they do.
You know, so, man, this is crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. And so having brand loyalty, like, to something that ain't loyal to you is ridiculous, but people do it, man.
Like check out Nike. They know who their consumer base is. They know why George is selling how they selling. They know why all these old shoes, Air Maxes, this and that, all these classic shoes are selling how they selling. They know who the influencers are when it comes to stuff like that. That's why they said, you know what, Colin Kaepernick, we support you. And I seen a story today, dude. You know, when that Nike did that, the guy stopped selling Nike in his store. You know, his store was around for 20 years.
And it shut down.
Fixture in the community. Shut down. You stop selling Nike. Like, that's all people really want to buy is Nike. Come on, man.
And then I tell you something that was funny though, was when everybody was cutting up their Nikes and burning Nikes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody was like, you think Nike? Like, first off, it was stupid because you already paid for these shoes. You're not hurting Nike now. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they already got some money. And two, it was like Nike don't care about your niggas like not airborne arts. Like, it was like just the basic Nike, like the most basic Nikes you can think of that cost $30. You know what I'm saying? Just white walking shoes, like your retirement home sevens or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Compared to getting $200 per shoe or $200 for a pair of shoes from a community that's going to camp out. And I'm not with that shit either, but like they know where they know where the money come from.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care about, you know what I'm saying? Y'all, let's say it was 100,000 people that cut up their Nikes. So what? So what?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because one black person or one person that bought Jordan's retro J's or whatever, like, that's the equivalent of buying like 4 pairs of your shoes. Like, so what? Like, who cares? Like, who cares, man?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think Floyd is a joke, man. I think Floyd's a joke. I appreciate T.I. for defending the people. Like I said, he got that one album that I love. I still listen to it to this day, and I hate it because sometimes it get me riled up. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's like some old topics, but it's old. The stuff he's talking about is old, but it haven't changed. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's easily relatable. You know what I'm saying? But even and then when Kanye had his wild moment, and T.I. was the only person to speak up and say something to him on the music side. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate.